My beloved child, in this moment, I want you to feel the depth of my love reaching out to touch your heart. Put aside all distractions, all worries, and simply listen to my voice speaking directly to you. For these are my words of love, meant just for you. I see you. I see everything about you, your struggles, your doubts, your silent tears, and the questions that keep you awake at night. Nothing about you is hidden from me, yet my love for you remains unchanged, unwavering, and eternal. Even in those moments when you feel most unlovable, when shame whispers lies into your heart, my love for you burns brighter than the morning sun. Remember when you first felt my presence? That moment when something stirred within your soul and you sensed there was more to this life than what your eyes could see. I was there. I have always been there, waiting for you to recognize the love I've held for you since before you drew your first breath. Many times you've wondered if I've forgotten you. In your darkest hours, you've questioned if I'm even listening. My precious child, not a single tear has fallen from your eyes that I haven't collected. Not one sigh has escaped your lips that I haven't heard. When your heart was breaking, mine was breaking too. When the weight of life felt too heavy to bear, I was there, carrying you through the storm. You may look at others and think they are more worthy of my love, more faithful, more obedient, more together. But my love isn't earned through perfection. I don't love you for what you do, but for who you are. You are mine, created in my image, cherished beyond measure. There is nothing you could ever do that would make me love you less. And there is nothing you could ever accomplish that would make me love you more. In those moments when you've wandered away, when you've tried to find fulfillment in things that left you empty, I never stopped pursuing you. I never crossed my arms and waited for you to find your way back on your own. Like a shepherd searching for one lost sheep, I have sought after you, calling your name, waiting for you to recognize my voice once again. The mistakes you've made, the words you wish you could take back, the choices that still haunt you, I see them all. But where you see failure, I see opportunity for grace. Where you see weakness, I see a chance to show my strength. Where you see a reason to hide in shame, I see a reason to draw you closer in love. Think of the most radiant sunrise you've ever witnessed, how the golden light pushes back the darkness until the whole world is bathed in its glow. That is but a glimpse of how my love dissolves your mistakes when you bring them to me. They vanish, not because they didn't matter, but because my forgiveness matters more. I know the battles you fight that no one else sees. The temptations that follow you like shadows. The fears that threaten to paralyze you. The doubts that sometimes make you question if I'm real at all. I understand these struggles better than you know. When I walked this earth, I faced every temptation you face, felt every emotion you feel. Nothing about your humanity surprises me or disappoints me. There are days when prayer feels like speaking into an empty room. When hope seems like a distant memory. When faith feels more like wishful thinking than solid ground beneath your feet. In these moments, I want you to remember that my love for you isn't dependent on your feelings. It doesn't strengthen when your faith is strong or weaken when your faith is fragile. My love simply is, as constant as the stars, as dependable as the dawn. You search for me in grand moments and dramatic signs, but often miss me in the gentle whispers of everyday life. I'm in the friend who calls exactly when you need encouragement. I'm in the stranger's smile that brightens your darkest day. I'm in the beauty of creation that takes your breath away and reminds you there's something bigger than your problems. I'm in the quiet moments when peace unexpectedly washes over your troubled heart. When you look in the mirror and criticism is all you hear, I am standing beside you, seeing so much more. I see your compassion when you think no one is watching. I see your generosity that goes unnoticed. I see the battles you fought and the strength it took just to get out of bed some mornings. I see how hard you try, even when it feels like you're failing. And I love every part of you. The world may have taught you that love is conditional, that it must be earned and can easily be lost. But my love defies those human limitations. Mountains may crumble and oceans may dry up, but my love for you will never diminish. It cannot be measured or contained. It has no boundaries or conditions. Some days you feel unworthy of being loved this way. You count your flaws like evidence in a case against yourself. But in those moments, I want you to remember that I chose you, with full knowledge of every mistake you would ever make, every doubt you would ever have, every time you would turn away from me. I chose you then, I choose you now, and I will go on choosing you. When others have abandoned you, when promises were broken and trust was shattered, the wounds cut deep. Those experiences may have taught you to keep your guard up, to protect your heart behind walls of caution. I understand. But know that my love doesn't operate by human rules. I will never abandon you. I will never break my promises. I will never betray your trust. Listen to me now, in the depths of your heart. You are not an accident. You are not a mistake. You are not defined by your worst moments or your greatest failures. You are not the sum of other people's opinions. You are my masterpiece, created with purpose and intention, loved with a love that existed before time began. The burdens you carry were never meant to be carried alone. When anxiety clouds your mind and fear grips your heart, bring them to me. When grief overwhelms you and the pain seems unbearable, lean on me. When confusion surrounds you and the path forward is unclear, trust me. I don't promise a life without storms, but I do promise to be your shelter in the midst of them. Nothing can separate you from my love. Not distance, for I am always near. Not time, for I exist outside its boundaries. Not darkness, for my light penetrates the deepest shadows. Not sin, for my grace is greater. Not death, for my love transcends the grave. Nothing in all creation has the power to come between us unless you choose to walk away, and even then, I will be waiting, hoping, loving you still. Remember this when doubt creeps in. I have engraved your name on the palms of my hands. Before you were formed in your mother's womb, I knew you. I have counted every hair on your head. Your coming in and your going out, your rising up and your lying down, all are known to me. There is nowhere you can go where my love cannot find you. In a world that often measures worth by achievement, appearance, or affluence, hear this truth: you are priceless to me just as you are. The real you, not some idealized version you think you need to become. The you that exists right now, with all your questions and quirks, strengths and struggles, that's who I love completely. My love for you isn't a distant, abstract concept. It's as real as the air you breathe, as vital as your heartbeat. It surrounds you like an atmosphere, waiting to be acknowledged. It pursues you through every season, waiting to be embraced. It sustains you in every circumstance, whether you recognize it or not. When you feel most alone, I am closest. When your prayers seem to hit the ceiling, they are actually landing in my heart. When you wonder if anyone truly sees you, know that my gaze never leaves you. When you question if anyone really understands, remember that I know every thought before it forms in your mind. My beloved child, my final words to you about my love are simple yet profound. It has no end. It has no limits. It has no conditions. It is yours, freely given, without reservation. All I ask is that you open your heart to receive it, believe in it when you cannot feel it, and share it when others need it most. Rest in this love today. Let it heal what is broken. Let it restore what was lost. Let it redefine what you thought was impossible. My love for you changes everything, if you will let it. My precious one, now I want to speak to you about your journey, the path you've walked, the struggles you've faced, and the truth that lies behind it all. For there is purpose in your pain and meaning in your moments of darkness that your eyes cannot yet see. The road you've traveled has not been easy. There have been valleys so deep you thought you'd never climb out. Mountains so steep you nearly gave up. Rivers so wide you couldn't imagine reaching the other side. I've watched you navigate terrain that would have broken many others, and though you may feel weak, I have seen your strength. When tears have soaked your pillow and doubt has clouded your mind, you've wondered why I've allowed such suffering. Why prayers seem to go unanswered. Why doors remained closed. Why healing didn't come. Why relationships fractured. Why dreams died. These questions have kept you awake at night, searching for answers that seem just beyond your grasp. My beloved, the truth about your journey is not simple, but it is good. Every step, every stumble, every season of waiting, all of it has been seen by me. None of it has been wasted. Even in your darkest night, seeds were being planted that will one day bloom into gardens of purpose and peace. Remember the story of Joseph, sold into slavery by his own brothers, imprisoned for crimes he didn't commit, forgotten by those who promised to help him? For years, his life seemed like a cruel joke, a series of injustices with no purpose. But I was working through his suffering, positioning him to save nations and reconcile with the very family who betrayed him. His words echo across time. What others intended for harm, I intended for good. This is the truth about your journey too. The rejection that crushed your spirit was also protecting you from paths not meant for you. The delay that frustrated your plans was also preparing you for something better than you could imagine. The loss that emptied your hands was also making room for new gifts I long to give you. I have never been distant from your pain. When your heart was breaking, mine was breaking too. When you felt abandoned, I was actually drawing nearer, though the clouds of circumstance obscured your vision of me. In the moments you felt most alone, my presence was wrapping around you like an unseen embrace, sustaining you even when you didn't realize it. The world has taught you that pain is only an obstacle to happiness, something to avoid at all costs. But I tell you a deeper truth: pain, when placed in my hands, becomes a chisel that carves depth into your soul. It creates spaces for greater joy, greater compassion, greater wisdom than you could have developed any other way. The most beautiful souls are often those who have known the deepest suffering yet chosen to keep their hearts open. There were times when you prayed for a miracle, and I seemed silent. You begged for mountains to move, and they stood unmoved. But look closer. While the mountain remained, I was giving you strength to climb it, teaching you resilience that no easy path could have developed. Sometimes my greatest gift isn't changing your circumstances but changing you through them. Your journey hasn't been what you expected. The dreams of your youth have been refined, some released, others reshaped. Plans you clutched tightly had to be surrendered. Relationships you thought would last a lifetime shifted or ended. The person you thought you'd become has given way to someone both stronger and more humble than you could have imagined. All of this has been part of my loving work in your life. Not to harm you, but to heal you. Not to punish you, but to prepare you. Not to diminish you, but to develop you into who you were always meant to be. I've been writing your story from the beginning. Each chapter, even the painful ones, serves a purpose in the greater narrative. The threads that seem tangled from your perspective are being woven into a tapestry of redemption that you will one day see in its full beauty. Trust the author who sees the complete story when you can only see the difficult page you're on now. There have been seasons when you've walked through fire. Times when you've been refined in the furnace of affliction. Moments when you've been pressed like an olive until it seemed nothing good could possibly remain. Yet it is in the fire that gold is purified. It is under pressure that diamonds are formed. It is in the pressing that the most precious oil is released. This is what has been happening in your life all along. The pressure wasn't meant to break you but to reveal the beauty and strength within you that couldn't be discovered any other way. The fire wasn't meant to destroy you but to burn away what was holding you back from becoming all that I created you to be. Look back at your journey with new eyes. See how I've been faithful even when you couldn't feel it. Notice how provision arrived just in time, how doors opened when all seemed lost, how strength came when you had nothing left to give. Remember the unexpected kindnesses, the coincidences that weren't coincidences at all, the moments of inexplicable peace in the midst of chaos. All of these were my fingerprints on your life, evidence of my constant care even when circumstances suggested otherwise. I have never left you to navigate this journey alone, though at times my presence was hidden like the sun behind storm clouds, still there, still powerful, still the source of light and life, though temporarily obscured from view. The obstacles you've faced weren't punishment for your failures or evidence of my absence. They were opportunities for trust to deepen, for faith to strengthen, for character to develop. They were invitations to know me not just as a distant deity but as the close companion who walks with you through the valley of shadows. There have been times when you couldn't feel me near, when my voice seemed silent, when your prayers appeared to echo in an empty room. These wilderness seasons weren't abandonment but preparation. Just as I led my people through the desert before they entered the promised land, just as I sent my own son into the wilderness before his ministry began, I have used these quiet, difficult spaces to prepare you for what's ahead. In the wilderness, distractions fall away. Priorities become clear. Dependence on me deepens. What feels like divine absence is often divine preparation for a new season of purpose and power in your life. My beloved, you have sometimes measured your journey by the world's standards of success and found it lacking. You've compared your path to others and wondered why theirs seemed smoother, faster, more fruitful. But I don't measure as the world measures. I see the inner victories that no one else witnesses, the temptation resisted, the forgiveness granted, the generosity given in secret, the faith maintained when everything screamed to let it go. These are the true successes, the gold and silver and precious stones that will endure when all else fades away. Your journey isn't meant to mirror anyone else's. It is uniquely yours, designed with purpose, navigated with my guidance, even when that guidance wasn't obvious to you. There have been detours on your path that felt like failures, wrong turns that seemed to lead nowhere. But even these have served a purpose. Even these I have worked into the tapestry of your life. The places where you thought you'd failed me have often become the very places where my grace has been most powerfully displayed. Remember Peter, who denied even knowing me in my darkest hour? That spectacular failure became the backdrop for an even more spectacular restoration. His story of weakness transformed into strength has comforted countless souls through the centuries. Your missteps and mistakes can serve the same purpose when placed in my hands. The setbacks that have delayed your journey weren't the end of your story but necessary redirections. The closed doors weren't rejections but protection. The unanswered prayers weren't divine indifference but divine wisdom, seeing what you couldn't see, knowing what you didn't know, loving you enough to give you what you needed rather than merely what you wanted. Every trial you've endured has been developing perseverance within you. Every problem you've solved has been building wisdom. Every temptation you've faced has been strengthening your spiritual muscles. Every tear you've cried has been watering the soil of compassion in your soul. Nothing has been wasted. No pain pointless. No difficulty meaningless. I have been using all of it to shape you, refine you, prepare you not just for eternity but for a life of purpose right here, right now. The truth about your journey is that it's been a love story all along. A story of my relentless pursuit of your heart. A story of my faithfulness when you were faithless. A story of my strength made perfect in your weakness. A story of transformation that continues even now. You are not who you once were. Look back and see how far you've come. The fears that once paralyzed you no longer hold the same power. The wounds that once defined you are becoming scars that tell a story of healing. The questions that once tormented you are giving way to a deeper trust that transcends understanding. This is my work in you, patient, persistent, perfect in its timing. And it isn't finished yet. The journey continues, with more growth ahead, more healing to experience, more purpose to discover. But now you can walk with the confidence that comes from knowing the truth. Your journey has never been random or meaningless. It has always been leading you home to me, shaping you into the reflection of my love that you were created to be. Take heart, beloved. The road may still have difficulties ahead, but you don't walk it alone. Every step is seen. Every struggle matters. Every moment is held in my hands. This is the truth about your journey. It leads to me, and I am the destination worth every mile you've traveled. My precious child, as I speak these final words to you, I want to turn your eyes toward tomorrow. For while I have been with you in your past and stand beside you in your present, I also hold your future in my loving hands. The uncertainty of tomorrow weighs heavy on your heart. Questions about provision, purpose, relationships, and health cast shadows across your path. You wonder if the struggles of today will follow you into all your tomorrows. You fear that the dreams still unfulfilled may never come to pass. Hear me clearly. I am already in your tomorrow, preparing the way before you. Before you take a single step, I have gone ahead, making crooked places straight and rough places smooth. The future that seems shrouded in fog to you is perfectly clear to me. My promise to you is not for a life without challenges. I don't offer escape from the storms but something far better, my presence within them. When the winds howl and waves crash, Remember the disciples in the boat who discovered that even the fiercest tempest is powerless when I am there. Your tomorrow holds storms, yes, but none that we cannot weather together. The fears that keep you awake at night, I know each one. The what-ifs that plague your thoughts, I've heard them all. But fear is a poor prophet, painting worst-case scenarios that rarely come to pass. Instead of listening to fear's whispers about tomorrow, listen to my promises. I have plans for you, plans for good and not for disaster, plans to give you a future and a hope. When anxiety about tomorrow threatens to overwhelm you, remember how I have provided in the past. The same God who led you through yesterday's wilderness will guide you through tomorrow's unknown terrain. The same hands that have held you in your darkest nights will still be holding you when morning comes. My child, the places where you feel most broken will become the channels through which my greatest healing flows to others. The questions that have no answers now will one day become the testimony that someone else desperately needs to hear. The pain that seems pointless today is forming in you a compassion that will change lives tomorrow. I promise you this, nothing you suffer will be wasted. Every tear, every disappointment, every shattered dream, I collect them all. And in my hands they become seeds of purpose, planted in the soil of your life to produce a harvest of good beyond what you can imagine. You worry about having enough strength, enough wisdom, enough resources, enough love. But I am your enough. My grace is sufficient, not just barely enough but abundantly more than you need. When your resources end, mine are just beginning. When your strength fails, mine remains perfect. When your wisdom reaches its limits, mine continues without boundary. The doors that need to open for you tomorrow are not locked to me. The provision you will need is already in my storehouse. The healing you seek is within my power to give. The guidance you require is already prepared. Nothing you will face tomorrow will catch me by surprise or exceed my ability to help. In the quiet moments when doubt creeps in, when the path ahead seems too difficult or the burden too heavy, remember this: I have overcome the world. Every obstacle, every enemy, every impossible situation, all were defeated at the cross and the empty tomb. That same resurrection power that conquered death itself lives in you and goes with you into every tomorrow. My beloved, when others abandon you, I remain. When human promises fail, mine stand firm. When earthly security crumbles, my kingdom remains unshaken. Build your hope on this unshakable foundation, and no storm of tomorrow can destroy what we build together. I see the deepest desires of your heart, the ones you barely whisper, the ones you're afraid to hope for, the ones you've almost given up on. I placed many of those desires within you myself, and I delight in fulfilling them in ways far better than you could ask or imagine. Trust me with those desires. Surrender them to me with open hands, and watch what I will do. The road ahead has green pastures where I will make you lie down. It has still waters where I will restore your soul. It also has valleys of shadow through which I will walk with you, my rod and staff comforting you. Both the pleasant places and the difficult ones serve my loving purpose in your life. Your tomorrow needs your faith today. Not perfect faith, not unwavering faith, just faith the size of a mustard seed placed in a perfect God. That's enough to move mountains. That's enough to open doors. That's enough for me to work with. My final words of promise to you are simple. I will never leave you. I will never forsake you. My love for you is everlasting. My commitment to your good is unshakable. My power to help you is limitless. My wisdom to guide you is perfect. Walk into tomorrow with courage, knowing you never walk alone. Step into the future with hope, for I am already there. Face each new day with confidence, not in your own strength but in mine. Remember, I hold you in the palm of my hand. Nothing can snatch you away. Nothing can separate you from my love. Nothing is too hard for me to handle, too broken for me to fix, too lost for me to find. I am with you always, to the very end of the age and beyond. This is my promise to you for all your tomorrows.